Nice to meet you, everyone. We're happy to start our webinar talking about the future of the MedTech and CRM, harnessing the AI for agility and innovation. Like in this webinar, we're going to present you a couple of solutions that are on a top trend like of the MedTech industry, something that can simplify your life and something that can help your regular sales rep or like service technician in their everyday life. So let's maybe do a quick intro here. My name is David. I'm a part of RedTech. It's a consulting company, been existing about like 11 years. We have tons of expertise in the Salesforce and consulting. Altogether, we have more than 100 experts that are working specifically to automate your processes and improve your everyday life and routine. And today with us, we're having David. David, do you mind introducing yourself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is David Van Hooklam. I'm an operating partner for Uneric. Uneric is a Salesforce ISV. We have a number of products on the Salesforce App Exchange, and the one that we're going to be talking about today is our MedTech inventory and asset management solution, the number one MedTech asset management solution available on the App Exchange today. And we're going to be talking about our MedTech solution and our Agentforce solution and how our customers can use Agentforce to help streamline their productivity and workflows around medical asset management. Thanks.
Good. As a Salesforce partner, we work across the entire MedTech value chain, like supporting everything from pre-sale strategy and post-sale support. RagTag allows MedTech companies to get a single view on the patients, providers, partners, manage inventory or ERP integrations, right? Like we're working with claims automation, billing, and authorization. Like also we're having everyday field sales reps and like service technicians with the mobile tools like in smart scheduling. These companies that are listed here, they're entrusted, our entrusted customers. We love to work with them. They love to work with us. Um, and Uneric is one of the best companies out there. Uh, David, can you tell briefly about like your customer portfolio?
Sure, thanks. So Uneric and specifically our MedTech asset and inventory management solution, we work with a number of medical suppliers across the globe, whether it be small companies or startups, and some of the largest companies, including GE Healthcare, Olympus, Repligen, Biomed, PharmaScript, and so forth, some of the ones that you can see on the slide here.
Yeah, and as someone like with 8 years in MedTech and CRM operations, I've like firsthand saw how rapidly the industry is evolving, right? MedTech companies today face a mix of the persistent operational pain points like and disruptive leads. So like, for example, everyone is facing the inefficient field service and scheduling. Many device manufacturers struggle with the service teams that aren't like efficient as they could be, right? Technicians might arrive without the right part of the information. Scheduling is typically done like manual or with a coordinator. Like, and those inefficiencies, they drive up the cost, like with the hurt customer satisfaction. We saw inventory management gaps like keeping track on the surgical implants, like stock, consignment stock, like in spare parts and so on. Uh, Obviously, for a lot of our IT leaders, like we see that just doing the systems and data silos, like traditionally they have the separate CRM, like whatever ERP they're using, like SAP or NetSuite service management. And when those systems are like they don't talk to each other, it's hard to get full picture of the business. Like what's happening is like a lot of the times there's your service agent or service technician, they're like in one system and like your sales rep like getting the feedback from the customer in completely another system, right? Obviously we know that like there is heavy regulatory pressure, like we operate in highly regulated environment. And the outcome of like of all of that, like it's all the problems around the operations of the company. So let's talk now about the emerging trends and like how medtech companies are responding right now. Despite the challenges, these trends are actually like point the way to solutions. Um, what everyone is trying to do is like make their operations like patient centered, like end-to-end care. Like the industry is shifting to view to the patient journey holistically. It's no longer just about selling the device to a surgeon. It's about supporting the entire care pathway, right? In fact, like 86 of MedTech executives agree that the future success will depend on the targeting the entire care pathway rather than the individual products. Um, these man This means that companies are expanding the services around the device, like for example, remote monitoring, like coaching, digital health apps. You need to have the whole path, like to be able to provide it, like even sometimes as a service, right? So distributed care, like in data integration, something that like we see quite a lot. Like everyone is trying to integrate their data in one system. Like they're using a lot of EHRs, wearable and shared data. They're putting everything. They're hiring teams to create their master data management platforms to have everything, including the field data, in one platform. AI adoption. It's a recent trend, like inspired by the consumer tech experiences, and like everyone is talking about the natural language processing, something that we're going to show up today. Companies are harnessing the AI for predictive analytics and automation, as well as creating like an automations around the scheduling right now. So right now, the very typical use case for the AI like is how to the customer or the service agent to automate their processes right away with the help of the AI, like and optimize their route, like to deliver the very specific inventory or like service. So consumer level user experience, it's something they're trying to build the emphasis on the digital touch points on the operating room. Like basically what what never happened before, it's like everyone tries to help the mobile apps like for the field service engineers, like self-service portals for the customer and telehealth integrations, and collaboration like about the new business model. Lastly, the medtech companies are partnering more closely with the providers, payers, and like even other tech firms. What we saw, like even the common portals, like working them together around, like for example, X-rays, and the service companies providing the X-ray services. Like basically, they're working together with the producer of the X-rays to make sure that they're providing the best service out there. So what are companies doing about all of this? They're investing unified technology platforms, and AI becomes more agile and innovative, right? Many turning to solutions like Salesforce to unify your data platforms. Other people, they're moving towards MDM platforms, or building everything on top of the EHR. So the next slide, like that we have, is the way how you can actually build something like this. Given the complexities we just discussed, like how do we achieve the commercial excellence like in a med tech? Like, and this is a super simple view of the typical architecture like in the med tech company. And here you can see how you can do the account planning and a pre-sales before rep makes a call. They have a context. They can review past sales history, marketing engagement, and stuff like that. You can like create sales activities like during the sales cycle. Integrated data like means that rep have everything at their fingertips or on any device. Like for example, like if you have a field service like who is visiting the surgeon, they can pull up a product inventory level in a real time. And with the help of AI, for example, today you can create the quote and send it right away after you visited the customer. Like there is no need like to come back to your office or pick up your laptop. Just ask your uh, agent or AI tool, whatever you are using to create this quote, for example. Post-sale service and support, like commercial excellence, does not end with a sale, especially in a medtech, where service quality can make or break the customer relationship. Like unified platform, for example, here it's the Salesforce, ensures that the service team have the same like view to the customer. When a service case comes in, the agent sees the customer equipment installed, warranty status, past issues without switching the system. It's a unified like way how you can work like in one platform or another one, but like it's super important like here and to close the loop between sales and service. And it means that like you can proactively address the issues and identify new opportunities, for example, right? Crucially, like Salesforce here, for example, integrates with a broader healthcare IT ecosystem. You can build a portal on it, like you can put like your customers on top of it. Another benefit is the real-time insights and analytics. With all the data in one place, you can apply AI on top, or and even enhance the analytics for yourself and get predictive insights. The system might highlight which accounts are likely to reorder in the quarter and so on. So it's additional tool for you to build like your pipeline for your sales rep, for example. In a summary, platform like Salesforce powers commercial excellence, like by breaking down the silos. It gives medtech companies the agility to respond quickly and the intelligence to make data-driven decisions. Something that we did for one of our customers, Mizuho, on the next slide is it's super interesting. They were using a system called ServiceMax. It's a leading manufacturer of specialized surgical tables. Recently went through this transformation. They were using legacy system, as I said, like ServiceMax, and they aim to upgrade the Salesforce field service lining to boost the productivity and scheduling efficiency. There was several pain points to tackle, right? Service productivity lagging was one of those. Inefficient scheduling, like inventory management, something that I mentioned before. Inventory to work order visibility, and like user-friendly mobile tool. They were looking for it, and they didn't have it. So we replaced the Salesforce Max, obviously, but what's super interesting here is the use case and how it actually became for them. So right now, for example, like they have service territories, operating hours. They can understand what their optimal route like to the end customer is, like for the field service technicians. We're working on the current stock that their field service technicians have like to with them. And we're addressing all the pain points that they have, like AI-driven support, like or inventory work order visibility, and so on. The next client I really wanted to touch briefly, it's one of the recent examples for cutting coals like by 26%. It's MedTech disposal company. And what we can see here is over the phone, you have a call center, right? Like, and over the phone, like you have a high volume of calls, longer wait times, and like resolving cases like works kind of hard like for them because it's a smaller company. With recent trends like in AI chatbot deployment, uh, they increased their chat support by 24/7. Again, they cut the calls by 26%. They handled automatically all the common questions. And talking about the Salesforce integration, like they have all the data that was coming from like through the calls and was missing. Now they have everything inside their like Salesforce, and they can actually create a predictive analytics for them in terms of call center, how to develop it, and so on. So let's maybe get into a very straightforward AI example that we're having that we developed as a company. Imagine you're a sales rep in a medtech company. Let's call it red tech because like we're from the red tech. Like you've been working with the ultrasound machines. Like you have a few initial meetings, but you want to create a quote right after you visited the doctor, right? And you type like, "Hey, I want to create the quote," right? Agentforce asks clarifying question about the name of the client, and at the same time, sales rep like can do create a new quote for the very specific name of the company, St. Iris Hospital, or even give all the information in one sentence. Agentforce replies, "I found this Red Tag account. Is it this one?" Like I'm answering yes, it is the one. But at some point, like you can say, I need like already, yes, this is the account, but again, like you can create, you can answer with the longer sentences, and you can create the full like description of like how many numbers of the accessories you need, like, and so on. So let's choose a product, right? It's going to show it right now. Bum bum bum. What do we have here? Yeah, it's ICA3 ultrasound machine. The Agentforce looked in the internal database of the products that you are suggesting to this very specific type of the customers, right? And then you just simply choose like ECHA 3 ultrasound machine, and you can even choose the bundles or describe not only the name of but you can say, hey, I need this machine, ultrasound machine, and I need the bundle of details that I need to provide beforehand, right? And you sell accessories, you sell the bundle. Also, you want to send, for example, a PDF for your customer right after the call. Like you can customize it, like obviously with your colors and so on and so forth. But for example, in this screenshot, in this demonstration, like we have Agentforce created the quote, and then you ask him, hey, can you give me the PDF? And let's see what the Agentforce will show us. There we go. We click on the link, and it goes, yep, there you go. We have one quote created for the customer red tag with a price in it. And you literally can send this PDF file to your customer. At the same time, like you can customize and use it whatever colors, the logos you want, and even create or simply ask the Agentforce to send the quote to a customer. So this is what it means like to have, if we're talking about the AI powered agility in the MedTech CRM. Agentforce is not just a bot, like it's fully amped like assistant that knows coding rules, your customers and your product catalog. So I'm giving I'm transferring my side. I probably should wrap up, and David here will tell about like Generic and what they're doing on AI trend that can be used in a real life operations of the MedTech companies.
Great. Thanks, David. That was great. Okay, so a little bit about Uneric and our medical equipment tracking software. And as I mentioned at the top of the call, we've recently released a Agentforce Agentic or AI solution as part of our product that is helping customers streamline the workflow and productivity around this medical equipment tracking using AI. We'll talk a little bit about that. So just an introduction to our medical equipment solution on Salesforce. It allows Salesforce customers to request, reserve, loan, and assign equipment, medical equipment, to sales reps, to prospects, to customers. It includes full scanning or barcode scanning capability from a mobile or a tablet device to assign or return that barcode equipment or serialized equipment into your inventory. And we're really focused today on the pre-sales evaluation and testing use case, which I'll be showcasing today, where, as an example, as a MedTech provider, you're providing evaluation equipment to your prospects. You're loaning that equipment out to them, such as an ultrasound piece of equipment, and they are testing that equipment, and hopefully they're going to become a customer very soon. And eventually, that equipment loan needs to be returned to inventory, whether it be in a main warehouse, as an example, or in the case of trunk stock, if the sales rep might have that piece of equipment on them. So we'll just go to the next slide. So some of the key features of our solution, asset management, of course, tracking all of that evaluation equipment and access directly in Salesforce, linked to opportunities and accounts and contacts, mobile barcode scanning, as I mentioned on the previous slides, reserving, loaning of that equipment. We also track consumables, so it might be equipment or medical equipment that is consumed by a customer or a patient, as an example. And of course, it's never coming back because it's a consumable. Straight line depreciation of those assets, equipment bundling, so bundling separate pieces of equipment into an overall bundle of equipment that you would loan to your customers. GPS tracking, and even Salesforce integration or case integration, whereby you may have a process of, if there are issues with the equipment, to create a Salesforce case against those particular pieces of equipment as well. A couple of case studies of our customers. So GE Healthcare, they currently track over 400,000 pieces of demo and evaluation equipment in Salesforce. They've seen a 23% reduction of required demo equipment by using Uneric's asset management solution. So they have complete visibility into where all of that equipment resides. And because of that fact, they know where equipment is assigned, where it's been loaned, when it's expected back as far as a return, so they can minimize the amount of demo equipment they actually need to keep on hand. And that's a true cost savings to them. Another great example is Olympus. So they track evaluation inventory. They've seen a 99% reduction of late evaluation returns by tracking all of those returns and those loans directly in Salesforce. So sales reps, the challenge they had, sales reps needed a live view of available evaluation inventory to be able to promise and fulfill those evaluations to prospects in Salesforce. And they needed a way to link that equipment to opportunities in Salesforce. So they use Generic Inventory and Asset Management embedded into their sales process. In just 30 days, rolled out to more than 200 users, giving them complete control over their loan and inventory tracking directly in Salesforce. So now I'm going to show an Agentforce demo of our recently released Agentforce application for Uneric Asset and Inventory Management. And hopefully you'll see in this demonstration, it really showcases the power of using Agentic AI or Agentforce to really streamline this workflow around evaluation of inventory and inventory loans. So with that, I'm going to play. David, if you can't hear the audio for some reason, just let me know.
We'll be looking at a medical equipment manufacturer and see how they can use Salesforce and Agentforce to streamline the workflow and productivity around managing equipment evaluations for opportunities. So I'm starting off in Salesforce on my equipment tab as part of Uneric Asset Management. And here's where I'm managing all of my serialized and non-serialized inventory that would be available for evaluation and trial purposes for my prospects. So from here, I can use Agentforce by just clicking on this Agentforce icon here and start by simply entering in prompts. An example would be display me a list of available ultrasounds. So I want to see the available equipment that I could potentially be loaning out to an opportunity for trial purposes, in this case, an ultrasound. And Agentforce is going to go ahead and confirm that information for me. So here you can see Agentforce has come back and it's displayed a list of available ultrasound equipment. In this example, 3 pieces of equipment. And I can simply just drill into that equipment by clicking on the link and see the details of that specific piece of equipment. I could also ask Agentforce a simple prompt such as, show me all the ultrasound that's currently in repair. So I want to see just the number of ultrasounds that are currently in repair or maintenance and take the appropriate action. So here you can see Agentforce again has returned the piece of equipment that's currently in repair, and I can see this piece of equipment and the status here of in repair. And of course, that equipment would not be available to loan because it's currently in repair. If I want to also see other pieces of equipment, such as ultrasounds that are currently on loan to other accounts or opportunities during the evaluation process, I can also, again, simply prompt Agentforce to show me all of that ultrasound equipment that's currently on loan. And I can see there's a piece of equipment right here that it's returned for me. And again, I can click in on that piece of equipment and I can see that that piece of equipment is currently on loan, and I can see the loan details of who it's loaned to, the estimated return date of that piece of equipment. If I'd like to assign a piece of equipment to an opportunity or to an account, I can simply, again, prompt Agentforce, in this example, to assign a piece of equipment to my GenePoint account. And Agentforce is going to go ahead and take that action on my behalf. And you can see that it's returned that the equipment has been successfully assigned to the account of GenePoint. So if I go ahead and take a look at that piece of equipment in the system, and if I just close that prompt for a minute and I'll scroll down, you can see that this piece of equipment has been assigned to GenePoint per my request of Agentforce. So it has acted on my behalf and updated the system of record. What I can also do is I can create an equipment order. So if I want to create an order for an ultrasound to be assigned to an opportunity and shipped to that opportunity as far as the evaluation process, again, I can use Agentforce for that. I'm just going to enter in a prompt here to create an equipment order for an ultrasound for this ultra-op opportunity that I'm currently working on. And you can see Salesforce or Agentforce has returned that the equipment order for an ultrasound has been successfully created for the opportunity ultra-op. So again, I'll just close that down and I'll navigate to my opportunities in the system. If I go ahead and click on that ultra-op opportunity, you can see an equipment order has been automatically created for me on my behalf. And if I click into that order, and if I scroll down on that order, you can see the equipment order lines, and a request for an ultrasound has been created automatically as part of this order and assigned or attached to the opportunity. And then the standard workflow process can continue, such as scanning in the actual piece of inventory or ultrasound, or fulfilling that directly from the system itself. And finally, from a workflow perspective, not only can I search and retrieve information, not only can I ask Agentforce to act on my behalf and create or update records, in this example, creating orders for evaluation inventory, I can also create data in the system. So in this example, we can use Agentforce to create new equipment that we might have in stock. So here in this example, I'm just going to ask Agentforce to create a new equipment record for me. And this could be many equipment records, but in this example, it'll just be one. So I'm just asking Agentforce to create the following equipment records. Consider the first row as the header. So I asked it to create a logic demo equipment. You can see that it says it's automatically created. It successfully created that record for me. And if I go ahead and look at my equipment records, you can see that this record was just created based on me prompting Agentforce to create that equipment record for me.
Yeah, with that being
Well,
said, yeah, I just wanted to thank everyone that who joined our webinar, and I think it was useful, and you would see a couple of use cases for yourself. And if you're looking for some support, or please text us or email us on the email that you can see on the screen, or call to me at 201-889-5102, my phone number, work phone number. Happy to answer all of your questions. And yeah, David.
Yeah, great. Thanks. And thanks everyone for joining the webinar today. This webinar is recorded and the recording will be sent to you soon. And as David said, if you have any questions for us, please feel free to reach out to us anytime. And again, thanks everyone.
Thank you. Bye.